What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back, and I hope you guys are excited as I am for Game 3 of this awesome series so far between Ichi's Huk, the red Protoss in the top right-hand corner, and Complexity's Heart, the blue Terran in the bottom left-hand corner. As I said, this is the ace match between these two players. Each player has won one game in the series so far. Definitely go check those out. They are on my channel, so most likely the ones posted just before these last two. So that'll be very fun. If you guys watch those, more views, like, subscribe, everything. You can follow me at Twitter, or on Twitter, I suppose, at Elyk Starcraft. That is ELYK Starcraft, just like my channel. If you look at the uploaded by, that would be who I am. So thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go. So, to give a brief synopsis of what happened in those games, which you should, again, go watch. In Game 1, Heart, this guy right here, opted to go for a aggressive 1-1-1 timing push, aka one factory, one starport, one barracks. You later add on 2 barracks. But whatever, you do the push with a variety of units, and if you do it right, you can overwhelm a Protoss who has expanded early, like Huk opted to do, and eventually, barely, Heart won out in that game. In game number 2, Huk was able to get up his expansion ahead of Heart. He was able to tech up to Colossi before Heart could really get that critical mass of Marine Marauder with those upgrades that you need, particularly with the Vikings. And so he was able to take game 2 with superior tech and, of course, very good force fields with that control Huk is so well known for. So we'll have to see in game 3, will either player try some early aggression? And there we go, Huk making that Heart. And again, I think it's very funny. Huk is making the Heart in the base of Heart. Ha ha ha. But anyway, yeah, Huk is amazing. I love that guy. I love all these programmers. Not that I know them, but, you know, I can dream. But anyway, we'll have to see, will either of these players opt to go for any kind of early aggression? Will they opt to go for just a straight up huge macro game? And everything is on the line right here. This is, of course, in the pool play, so the results are not as quite as directly influential as you lose this game, you're out of the tournament. But it can be something as big as you lose this game, you're now going to be 3 rounds further back in the championship bracket than you might otherwise be. And of course, those 3 rounds versus, you know, 3 very good players, no doubt, they made it to the championship bracket, can make it significantly harder to, of course, win that tournament. So we will have to see what these players choose to do in this game. And so far, it seems like, okay, well, I'll elaborate on Heart in just a second. It seems like Huk, we're going to see that same 1 gate expand. He is starting to rack up a few minerals, and we see him starting that warp gate, getting the Stalker, and no doubt his minerals will build up, and we soon should see him grabbing a thing, a Nexus. Ooh, and a proxy pylon, very interesting. And, ooh, whoa, proxy gateways. Okay, Huk is not doing that. Wow, okay, both players going totally crazy. We see Heart, as it's pointing out, you see he has less than 2,300 gas on this, and about 2100 on this, so this means he went for 2 fairly quick gases. This one in particular was quite fast. Might have only been like 13 or so. I don't know my timings too wonderfully, but you know, he did have 2 gases fairly quickly. 2 gases just after the racks, no expand on the way. And we're going to see a 1-1-1. There is the starport, here is the factory, and all I can think right now is that he might be opting to go for cloaked banshees, and there we see a tech lab. Okay, because, and from my understanding, generally what will happen is you will throw down that gas a little bit later if you're going for a 1-1-1. Huk or Heart opting to get both very fast, and we see Huk going for a proxy 4-gate push. He is chrono boosting this out. He has 2 proxy pylons in the base of his opponent. He has a probe which just poked up the ramp and was not able to see anything. So Heart is bunkered in pretty hard, and Huk, unfortunately, has a fair chance of not being able to break that because of this wall, because of all these Marines sitting up here. And Heart is going to have a Banshee on the field very soon. We see that cloak immediately starting, the Banshee coming right after, so we are indeed going to be seeing some cloaked Banshee play. Not just with these 2 Stalkers and a Zealot sitting up here, and the warp gate is done. Huk moving these guys out across the map. He is going to try and break the base. Heart does see the probe, and it seems he thinks things are getting fishy. Is he going to see the pylons? Is he going to see the sentry? And oh my god, if the sentry could get the force field on the ramp, then Heart, oh my god, gets the force field on the ramp. Heart cannot get back into his base. He now has to kite non-stimmed Marines versus Zealots and Stalkers, and look at those Marines go down so fast. The sentry is not going to die. Oh my god, Huk. Oh my god, such good control from there. But Hart now has the wall off advantage. He has SCVs pulled that can defend, and he has a Banshee about 1 second from completing, and there we go. It is finished now. He is repairing this as much as he can. And unfortunately for Huk, it looks like he's going to be trying to take out what he can, but I'm not sure how much it's going to be. You see him, he does run back, and luckily for him, those Zealots actually taking almost all the damage, only lost maybe one Stalker. But if we look at the resources lost, Huk is ahead for the time being. And looking at the income tab, we see that Huk is up by a few workers. Now, of course, both players are one base, so it is not the most indicative thing of who is ahead at this particular juncture. However, it does show that Huk is a little bit ahead economically, and of course, though he doesn't have mules, neither player is looking to expanding. So for right now, the number of workers is kind of their economy. We see Huk a little oversaturated, but very good for him. He actually already has one observer out on the field. It is somewhere. There it is. Now hopefully he doesn't get too far from his base when this Banshee hits. The Banshee is going to hit. The Banshee is going to have Cloak. And did he get a second Banshee? Okay, the second Banshee is on the way. So it does have Cloak. He's going to be checking around. He's not going to see whether there's a Nexus, but yeah, we see Huk actually pushing out right now with the Observer. Going to see if he can break the ramp this time, and he actually has another Observer about 10 seconds away from finishing. So lucky for him, that will allow him to defend, but it will force a warp in back at his base as opposed to up here. Now Huk running up again, seeing if he can break the ramp. However, there is a tank, there is Banshees, there are Marines, so that's not going to do too much. And we see Heart's Banshee actually doing a fair amount of damage here. So Huk does have the Observer. He has the cannon in the mineral line. Very, very nice for him. That is why he opted to get the Forge. So he is going to do as much damage as he can with this Banshee. Going to be picking off the workers, but he does not actually manage to get any of them. And at the same time, Huk trying to push up here. He snipes the supply depot. That is pretty big. He's actually supply blocked Heart pretty hard back here. The Banshee, it looks, is not quite yet taken out, but it is pushing up there. Gonna die right now, and Huk looks like he wanted to push back up, but with this tank there, the tank just does so much damage. But siege mode has only just started, but the tanks are so good against those Stalkers. And the Banshee on the field, of course, Banshees do so much damage just in general, and he does have two Banshees now. So it looks like Hurt, as opposed to going for quick Banshee, because of the way the game is worked out, is kind of going for you could say almost an impromptu 1-1-1. He says, you know, I've got one of each. So we see it turning into that Siege Tank Raven Marine composition, as opposed to maybe expanding behind it as he might have originally intended, something like that. But of course, this early aggression from Huk, clearly probably not quite what he expected, especially with the proxy, which is totally unscouted. And yes, you so I'm not sure what Hart had scouted beforehand, but yeah, we see him poking in, seeing if he can do any more work. But unfortunately for him, he's not going to be able to. So, what are these players looking like? They're actually about halfway mined out, and that is scary. This game is already 10 minutes in. Neither player even looks to be expanding. And of course, as I say that, there's Huk with a Nexus halfway done. I don't know what I'm thinking, but with the Raven, he does snipe that Observer, and that right there puts an end to Huk's push. So now, is Hart going to be expanding? It does not look like he's going to be. He kills off the pylons, and he has a big forest right here. We see no minerals building up for him. We see Marines, combat shields, siege tanks, which already have that siege mode, and Huk actually breaking down these rocks. So not 100% sure why he wants to do this. I'm sure there's some strategic reason. He obviously does not want to grab a third right now with the natural only just finishing. And of course, he doesn't know what his opponent has, but he will see this push probably coming across the map, because he will have these Stalkers out here, and he's going to be like, holy crap. And so, yeah, we see him kiting as much as he possibly can, but of course these Banshees, very good. The tanks, very good. The Marines, very good. Especially, do they have stim? Let's see, do they have stim? No, they do not. That is what I thought. So Huk is mining now. He's actually a lot of Zealots and a good number of sentries back here. Each of these sentries with 2 force fields. So that is 6 force fields coupled with all these Stalkers and these Zealots. He might be in okay shape, but Hart, once again, with that good decision making, sending the Banshees back. They are going to harass separately from this main army. Force Huk to maybe keep Stalkers back here, divert his attention in 2 different places. And that is, of course, oh so difficult. Now, the other thing I'm afraid Hart might realize, or I'm worried he might realize, is if all of a sudden he notices, wait a second, where are the gateways? Because we'll see there's only one in that base. He'll be like, they're proxied somewhere. He will be trying to find it. If he finds these, that is not good for Huk. And now Hart sending these guys out, trying to snipe the sentries. Oh my god, beautiful. But Huk, also with the brilliant play, he loses 2 of the sentries. That is so unfortunate, but we did see Huk immediately throw up the Guardian Shield, and you saw what a difference that makes. It made it so the sentries did not die to the 2 Banshee volleys from each one as they originally did. So great split-second decision making from Huk right there, but this is a really scary force. Holy crap. Sitting out in the center of the map, Huk now doesn't have force fields. He's possibly going to be forced to warp in more of them, and he's going to be sending out this Zealot, but he is unfortunately not aware of the army movement and of the positioning of the sheer power that is this army from Heart. He sees it with the Zealot, and Huk has got to be like, holy poop. We see him retreating back up his ramp. Is he going to be able to hold it? He has 2 force fields on the sentry, but that is all he has. He has the sentries. He has the Zealots. He charges in. The siege tanks are just now sieged up, and he's actually unsieging them. He does not want to be taking the damage, and he resieges them. Big mistake right there from Heart, but are they going to be able to do enough damage? These Marines do not have stim. Are they going to be able to get back quickly enough? Yes, they do get back quickly, but now all Huk has is Immortals and Stalkers, and the Banshee's going down very, very quickly. But Huk, all he has is Immortals, which are okay against Marines, but not the best, particularly not in high numbers. So all Huk has right here are these Stalkers. He's going to be doing as much as he can. He does not want to be losing probes if he can at all avoid it, because his opponent is all in at this point. If Huk can hold in any way, shape, or form, he can be good. He definitely has the worker advantage. He has another mining base, but this thing is going down so fast. Holy crap. It is down at 500 health, 250 health, and there the Nexus goes. They are now on equal footing. Heart is in good shape. We see he is up by 20 supply, and even if he is all in, look at Huk's main. He does not have much there in the way of mining. Warping in more sentries, he's going to try and defend his base as best he can. But good God, that is so many Marines. And look at these reinforcements streaming across the map. We have siege tanks, an auto turret, and a point defense drone. But Huk kiting to the best of his ability, pushing his micro to the limits. We look at the APM of both these players. Look at that. 159, 150 from each. We're going to look at the EAPM, which is for some reason higher. Both of them, 250 APM. Good force field on the ramp, letting the Zealots chop down all those Marines sitting up at the top. But look at how many forces Huk lost from that. The DPS of this Marine ball is insane. Huk's units simply cannot seem to stand it. Maybe a Guardian Shield could mitigate that a little bit, but Huk is losing his 1 gateway right here. So he only now has 3 gateways to work from. He has 1 robo, he has 1 base, which is almost totally mined out, but again, Heart in no better condition economically. It comes down to who can hold this with more units. Of course, if worse comes to worse, Heart can actually refloat his command center to natural. He is going to lose this robo, pulls all the probes off the line, but the siege tanks on the high ground, raining down upon Huk's army. Huk sending all these guys, but the Marines engaging in the choke. The probes cannot get us surrounded, and they all fall. Huk at 10 supply, 8 supply. GG. Well played, good luck, and I must agree that was an extremely well played game from both players. We saw some fantastic decision making out of both of them, starting with those strange, weird early openings, not that standard 1 gate, 1 racks expand that you generally see. And so Heart, recognizing that his opponent would be vulnerable to aggression at that point in the game, opting, instead of trying to expand, to just go for that push with this strong economy and strong production he had off of this 1 base, and it paid off. These Marines just did so much damage. Great job from Huk, but great job from Heart. It looks like Heart will take this series. I'll be bringing you guys more from this very, very soon. I should say more from this MLG Winter Championship. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, send me messages. I can respond to each of you individually because I have that ability, because I don't have that many people. And thank you guys very, very much for watching. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful summer if you're in college like me and it has started. Yay!